next day air.
We were approached by Paul Stewart, who was the music supervisor on the film, and he asked us if we wanted to spec a couple of the scenes. We jumped on the opportunity. It seemed like the perfect fit too, stylistically. We were really excited about what this project was going to be. So we dug in really hard and delivered the 2 scenes, and got word shortly thereafter that they loved what we did.
Paul hit us, you know, didn't take too long, hit us back, and he's like, man, Benny loves what you guys did. And we were like, there you go, you know, that's what we were hoping to hear, Paul. And, you know, you would think maybe that would be it, but there were a lot of politics actually to sort of overcome from that point. It was, you know, still 2 or 3 months before we got final word, because there were some other people, you know, other composers who were definitely bigger names who were in the mix, and that the production company was really interested in having do the film. So, but at the end of the day, you know, Benny loved what we did.
How many did you sign?
The first time we sat down with Benny, he made it extremely clear that music was really, really, you know, critical in this film, and the fact that Most was in it also contributed. So yeah, it was a pressure cooker. Right at the gate, for sure. But the cool thing is, Benny was just so amazing to work with in general. Once we got rolling with him, we started having some working sessions. He was hearing some of the early stuff we were doing, totally feeling it. That really took a lot of the pressure off, and from that point, it was cool.
Yo, what's up? I dropped the box off here. It's the wrong address. So do you have it?
Well, we did have it.
Benny always came with a bunch of ideas, and because of his music background, he was able to, you know, convey those ideas very clearly, I think, and it was a great working relationship for sure. Originally, Jay and I started out in the record game, and eventually we were approached by some major brands to do work in advertisement. We did work with Pepsi, ESPN, Reebok, McDonald's. That led us to doing music for TV, and we've probably to date been composers for about 7 different TV shows on all the major networks. I think that's a great question, because originally we were all about making beats. We love making beats. But we realized that, you know, if we wanted to be really successful, we had to learn to diversify stylistically. So over time, we were able to branch out, do other things, and that would put us in a position to compete or work on jobs that, you know, we otherwise couldn't have done if we were still just making beats.
Absolutely. I mean, the key too is, though, that we keep one foot in the beats world at all times. Like go to the soundtrack and Next Day Air soundtrack and check out Philly Cityscape, and you know, like we haven't lost the beats touch, but along the way, you know, with doing all these different kinds of projects, what we learned is, you know, how to work to picture, how to create different emotions and switch up emotions on the fly, you know, in the middle of a scene or in the middle of a TV, you know, scene or a spot or whatever we happen to be working on. And that's something that you don't really, you know, when you're doing beats, it's like you've got, you know, 2 and 4 bar loop and just rocking, but you know, when you're doing these other types of formats, you've got to be a lot more nimble, and you have to know how to manipulate emotion a lot better too. Another thing we started learning pretty early on is bringing in outside talent in terms of musicians, and you know, learning who the hot musicians were in town and bringing them in, and just, you know, bringing other people into the fold to just up our game and allow us to do things that we couldn't or wouldn't do if we were just sitting here by ourselves making beats still.
we just finished a TV series for the Sci-Fi Channel called Ultimate Gamer, and it's a really cool show, reality kind of elimination type show. We got a couple other TV shows in front of us, and always doing spot work for brands.
Yeah, really excited about Next Day Air. You know, obviously it's a really cool thing for us, and it's already opening some really cool doors, and we're meeting some great people in the film game. I would definitely recommend really trying to get out of the straight beat maker mentality a little bit, and you know, get out of that 4 and 8 bar loop thing a little bit, and go grab a cool TV spot off YouTube, go bring in a scene from your favorite movie, and just try to connect with that visual and the emotion of what's going on, and ebb and flow with that, with your music a little bit. It'll make you get out of that headspace.
Yeah, I think you'll find that, you know, just doing straight hip hop won't be enough. So you want to draw from a diverse, you know, style of genres, I guess.
Yeah.
And try to incorporate that into your music.
That's part of how we actually won Next Day Air up against, you know, a lot of this town in the world, was that we were up against, in some cases, some really dope beat makers. And what was cool that we understood that, and we were able to rock that, but we were able to do things that they're not, because we had experience in working the picture, and sort of connecting with the emotion, and again, you know, dealing with the ebb and flow of emotion in a scene, within a scene. So that's what sort of set us apart, and those are the types of things as a young producer that you need to be aware of if you want to get in these other types of channels. Equipment. We are Pro Tools guys, kind of to the core, and so yeah, it's, you know, we like just how Pro Tools for us is kind of a blunt instrument, and we're really about kind of chopping stuff up and working with audio in most cases, not real heavy MIDI guys. So Pro Tools is you know, it just works well for us. It kind of always have. Other than that, you know, we a lot of soft synths. Not going to give away all the secrets, but you know, so kind of a, you know, we keep it lean. Keep our setup lean. We use, you know, a lot of live instrumentation, so we've got some of that stuff popping. But yeah, a nice clean, lean and mean turntables. You know, just kind of all the basic tools, and that's how we get it done. Boom.
Check out The Elements, Next Day Air.
In theaters now. Soundtrack in stores, baby.